to finally score a couple of power play goals. And discussed about going out and managing the first 5 minutes. And that didn't go the way we planned. You know, you take a penalty and they generate their offense. They get excited. And they were off and running.
You've talked about discipline a lot in here. The penalties that, specifically the one that on Phelan to go down 5-on-3 against a team that can zing it around like they can. Did you have an issue with that and how he handled that one?
Really, the three we took. You know, and you're playing with fire. And, you know, sooner or later, we've got to be able to look in the mirror and say, when's enough? And, you know, that's all of us. It's not them. It's us. We've got to do that together. And that's the challenge that's ahead of us in the next 20-some hours.
Along those lines, Coach, I mean, to help this team kind of snap out of this little string that you're in, what are some of the things you can maybe try to do to kind of help, jumpstart this group?
Well, we got to look in the mirror first, own what we have or have not done, and then find a way to make a difference, more so than we have up until this point. You know, I was asked on the radio just a couple seconds ago, you had a lot of shots in the first two periods. Those are possession numbers. We didn't give up a lot of shots last weekend either, and we didn't find a way to win 2 hockey games, and they got to 4 twice. So, for us right now, we are going to have to be a little harder inside dots, opportunities, and then execute. And, again, not drive somebody else's offense through us going to the box. And then our 5-on-5 game offensively has to be harder.
Do you think Daniel was struggling with the puck, finding the puck on some shots tonight, and a couple of ones that went through, looked like?
You know what? The one thing that happened there, in my opinion, too, was, I don't know, for those people that are out there that are golfers, but if you let people hit it from the ladies' tees, they get it sometimes to the green. So there's a combination of quite a few things there. Our entries, our turnovers, outnumbered rushes to a pretty good line. That line ate us up today.
For a stretch there in the second period, you were doing a good job of keeping their zone exits to a pretty good degree. I mean, not letting them get out, forcing turnovers. Did they change something? Did you change something? Did your players?
I just think we started to press more and more, and again, it's a piece of this has got to be, once you start leaking oil, you've got to plug it and move on. And I do think us not being able to get one to get it back to even, and then once they extended, we started to push, and we talked about in here this week in a press conference and throughout our week about not creating Penn State's offense because they don't need a lot of looks.
You worried about this group being vulnerable right now, having the injuries take guys out of the lineup, change things around, having a couple go the wrong way, just the mentality of things?
Yeah, at the end of the day, like I said, and I just told the guys, we've got to decide that when is this going to end? And the cavalry's not coming. We've got to find a way. And again, you score a couple of power play goals, we get the crowd into it, and we go out and do what we did. And so, as far as I'm concerned, that slate's got to be wiped clean in a hurry. Vulnerable, it's an opportunity tomorrow. If we're playing the wounded duck, I don't see things changing, right? We've got to answer the bell.